Listen up, notaries. If you're going to be scanning from the table with your mobile scanner, there are several settings you need to be aware of. Some you need to turn on and some you need to not use at all, especially when you're doing those scan backs for your signing services, your direct clients, your EOs. So I'm going to show you what those settings are with the Epson ES-300W. I'm Erica and I work with Ninja Notary Signing Service. And we want to make sure notaries have the right tools and know how to use them very well. So let's get started. If you want a detailed video about how to set up this type of scanner with your phone, there is a separate video for that. This one is strictly about the settings. So we're going to hit scan so we can see the settings we can choose for the entire thing. And so for document size, we have auto because I'm scanning a packet that has letter and legal pages. But if you want to make everything one size, you can, but we're going to choose auto. That way we also don't have to separate our documents. Image type, you want grayscale. There's no need to do color because everything here is meant for black and white. And you might say, oh, but what about the blue ink? Grayscale will make sure it shows up even though everything appears black and white, which is why you do want to use blue ink for basically everything else instructed by title companies. Because when it is grayscale, blue looks different than black. So you want to use grayscale because color also makes the file size bigger. So grayscale, if you for whatever reason cannot choose grayscale, black and white works fine, but grayscale is better. Resolution, 300 dpi is very high for a resolution and makes your file size really big. So if you want to be able to send this to your title companies, your escrow officers, your signing services, or you want to put it in a portal to upload, you want the lowest DPI because there's not a lot of information to convey in a text document like this. So 200 DPI, and ideally if you can, either do 72 or 150 DPI. There's no need to use 300, that's really high and that will make your file size so big. And then scanning side, you want single-sided because your documents should be printed single-sided. You don't want to do double-sided, especially if your clients make a mistake and you have to swap it out. So you want to do single-sided, especially because if you do use double-sided, usually the back of your pages don't have anything. This is more for illustration purposes. Usually there's nothing on the back of them. So that means if you have a document or a packet that is 50 pages and you decide to have double-sided on, and it will scan the back of your blank pages, there will be a blank page after every single one, making your packet jump from 50 pages to 100. And you have to spend time cleaning that up or your signing services, and they don't want to have to do that because there's no need when you can scan without doing double-sided. So make sure single-sided is on. You don't have to do skip blank pages. Image format, you want PDF. Because when you get your documents in PDF, so when you scan it back, it should be in PDF. Location on your phone, that's completely up to you, whether you have it in documents or you create a new folder. File name, this is just the general date of today. You could say, borrower's last name with today's date, or, seller side dash client's last name, however you want to do it, whatever is the best name convention for you. But then after that, you can hit scan. I want to show you the double-sided, just so you know. But otherwise, that's all the settings that you should be using, at least in general. Now we're going to hit scan. So how many of you caught my mistake? How many of you watched the previous video? Because I wanted to mainly talk about the settings for the entire video instead of how to load this for scanning. Some of you may have noticed that I put everything facing me, which is wrong. For this scanner in particular, I'm not sure if all their scanners like this or other brands, I don't know, but for this one, if text is facing you or whatever the front of the document is, you have to make that upside down or facing away from you, and then you have to turn it upside down, which this typically is upside down, it says the back. And I didn't do that for these pages. So you know what that means. Our scan will look right to us, but it's technically wrong. So we're on page 10, see, double-sided. So then page 9 says page 1. And that is supposed to be the front page, but it's not. And then this page is upside down. Now, thankfully in the app, you can just rotate pages, but when you have documents that are facing the wrong way and you have single-sided on, you have to rescan those pages. But then see, this is a 5-page packet and there's 10 pages in here. And you can spend time if you want going through and rotating pages and deleting pages. But if you just load your scanner correctly the first time and you have the correct settings on, it saves you so much cleanup. But that's it. Are there any other settings you have questions about, or even just the scanner in general? Please let us know.